Welcome to College Dunia's Thoughts on Education. So today we have Professor K.V Rao from C Institute, C Group of Institution. So Professor Rao has been in an education sector for more than 45 years now. So Professor Rao is a professor of management in Acharya Nagarjuna University, Andhra Pradesh, for more than 4 decades, and he has hosted more the highest position of vice chancellor there for more than 4 years, and he has been in administrative and many administrative role and many other higher posts, and he has been serving C Group of Institution for more than 3 years now. So welcome, sir, to our thoughts
Thank
on
you.
education.
Thank you very much, Sagar Deep. So it's my pleasure to join you all. And at the outset, thank you for giving us an opportunity to interact with the stakeholders who have been in lakhs through College Deco and College Dunia. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Welcome, sir. Sir, you have held key position at Education Institute throughout your professional career. So, what are the key factors that keep you connected with the education sector?
So, in my opinion, the key factors that play an important role as far as higher education is concerned, the quality of education. So, as represented by the quality of teachers and then the quality of the students. So, the teaching learning process that we deliver must be qualitative enough. Otherwise, there is no point in the students joining in this higher education. When I say quality of teachers, their own positions and all, and more particularly the knowledge levels, not only their qualifications, but also their experience, all those things will count. So nowadays, I think there is also new dimension that the skill set. So now India is talking about the skilling India and then the skill development. So in that context, the teachers also are required to develop some extra skills so that they can pass on to their own students. So nowadays, it is not just a degree is not going to be adequate in getting employment, but they are also required to add on and update their skill set level. And in that context, I think the quality of education in terms of the being very sound in the having knowledge base and also having the requisite skills is going to land them in higher positions.
Yes.
So that is my opinion.
Great. And so, being the director of C College of Engineering and Technology, so what is your philosophy of leadership?
So I think we have been adopting here. I think I should introduce my own group of institutions. This is a very big group of institutions established in the year 2000. Almost about 2 decades have been over, and the trust has been in that service. The Southeast Asian Education Trust, founded by the late great visionary A. Krishnappa, who has been in the public life for about 4 decades and has served also as the minister thrice in the government of Karnataka. So they have a long vision that over these years, I think they have been into many other educational programs, and we have 10 colleges. And in all these cases, what we have been adopting is the participative management. So every stakeholder has the role to play. So we consider teachers as an invaluable resource for delivering this.
Okay, sir. So, being the director of C College of Engineering Technology, so how do you strategize about the key programs and plans for marketing and administration of your school?
So here, I think I should tell you, being the director, we not only engineering college, we have 10 group of institutions under us, right from the schooling. So we have 2 schools. One is offering the state syllabus in English medium, and we have an international school. So wherein all our intake has been from outside the state of Karnataka. So many other state students are going to be here. And we have PU college, we have College of Nursing, we have College of Education, we have law and the engineering and all these. We have again so which offers a college of commerce, arts, and sciences also. So that is how it's a big group of institutions, and engineering college is one of the group institutions. So that way, I think for all these so colleges, so we have been planning in such a way that so we try to grow along with the market, and more particularly in terms of the strategy, we wish to offer say good education. So and see that all the students that join will be rolled out in such a manner they find a placement in the market, and then they will be occupying higher positions. So that is how I think we always have the vision to see that all the students that are joining in any of the group institutions will come out and will emerge as the successful employees.
Great, great.
Yeah.
So the education system in India and other foreign countries are structured very differently, as you may know.
Yes.
So
Very
in
much.
your experience,
Right.
so what can an inbound student gain from studying here in institute in your in university?
I should tell you one thing that India is a country of diversity. You are all aware.
Yeah.
So that way, so any student that is coming from we should be realistic in this context. So the students that are opting for the Indian higher educational institutions are mostly from the SAARC countries, neighboring countries, and also we also have the students from some few of the African countries. And a new development last year, we had a good flow from South Korea. So likewise, I think we have been, I think all these Southeast Asian, true to our name, and we have been able to attract the students from the Southeast Asian nations, mostly from these Indonesia and other countries. So that way, I think what we can offer as an Indian higher educational institution, that diversity and our culture, and also the way that I think we are all aware, all the 29 states and the 7 union territories, each of them is unique by virtue of their background, by virtue of their traditions, and then all the culture and all that. So now any student joining in India will be having so that kind of an exposure, so that anybody that is studying here, that is completing the course, will have that as a background, and he will be able to understand many such things. That means mainly the cultural diversity will add to the another dimension of his education. That means what I consider simply not what is there in the books. After all, we also follow the American and the UK material. You know that the textbooks are in fact coming from only some of these countries. But what is it that is more, or in addition to that, that we can add as kind of value addition to the courses is the diversity, and then the different cultures, their mindsets and all that. And in fact, if we can say, as far as the Indian mindset and all this concerned, very complex. So when one is getting educated here, he will be also broadening his horizon as far as the human beings are concerned, their nature, and all those things in fact will add. So I think we have been seeing many Indians occupying say Indra Nui, and many of those in Microsoft now, Satya Nadella, and also all these people, I think if we can see, they have an additional advantage, I believe, because they have been coming up from such a background where I think in any environment, they can adjust themselves. So that is the flexibility that they have. I consider that anybody coming to the Indian higher educational institution for the higher education will have this kind of an advantage. Whatever he can understand and whatever the time he or effort he will put, he is going to be rewarded by that extent. That's my opinion.
Great, great. And so, how does the curriculum of C College of C College of Engineering and Technology ensure the best practice of the industry?
In fact, I should tell you that we are an affiliated college so far. So now we have been in the under the affiliation of Visvesvaraya Technological University at Belagavi. So we are bound to follow those syllabus. But that does not mean we should limit ourselves only to just adopting the syllabi that is handed over or given by the university. So we have started many other value-added programs, value-added programs in some of the cutting-edge, knowledge areas and cutting-edge technology. Being an engineering college and also in our nursing and degree programs, we have been offering. One advantage I will tell you is that This is a group. So any program that we are offering need not be limited to only a student from engineering, a student from nursing, a student from the MBA or the BBA and all that. So many can join. I think as you can see, there will be some of the programs like that we offer, say digital marketing, cloud computing, logistics, and then data science, cyber security, ethical hacking, artificial intelligence. These are to mention a few that we have been offering as the value added programs. So now here our experience has been that not only engineering students but students pursuing MBA, pursuing BBA, and all of them also BCom, MCom, we have all these courses. All of them also show interest to join. That is how we have been making group of these students. That means a mix of all these students coming from different backgrounds. So that is in fact I consider as a unique advantage of our group of institutions. So that way we have been offering such programs.
Great, sir. Great.
Yeah.
So, what do you think your role and responsibilities to the universities and students are, sir?
Pardon me?
Uh,
Role
what,
and responsibility.
yeah. So, what do you think your roles and responsibilities to the universities and students are?
So I think as a university now, one thing is that I think I should take you to the new thinking that has been there now prevalent by virtue of the acceptance by the government of the Kasturi Rangan report, and we have the national education policy, and we are calling it also the new educational policy that has been now considered to be implemented across the board. So there have been many changes in this. And in that context, I think the universities and also colleges should think. There are going to be, I think, structural changes in the whole context wherein I think the draft has been suggesting and already as accepted by the cabinet, I think it will come into as a law, and the government also has been taking measures to see that some of these legal issues are also attended, and some change modifications and amendments that are going to come in the relevant legislations in that context. So three things that are going to happen. One thing is that so the government has been proposing to organize universities and colleges into three categories. One is the research universities, and then other is the autonomous colleges, and the third is teaching universities. That means in the years to come, the idea of the government is that there will be three exclusive things like say the research universities is one category, teaching universities is one category, and autonomous colleges. So now for which they have also suggested something kind of an action plan wherein there will not be any affiliated college. So we are also working in that direction. In another, I think up by 2030, the idea of the government is that there should not be any affiliated college. All of them should convert themselves as the affiliate autonomous colleges, or they become the independent universities.
Oh.
So that way, I think we are also planning like that. And so far we have been in the affiliation. All our colleges are in that mode. So now we are thinking of elevating this and falling in line with the proposals that are incorporated in the national education policy. So that is what I see, and we are aligning with such a kind of an environment.
Great, great. And sir, so when you came first to see College of Engineering and Technology, so what was your vision for the university, and has it evolved over the time, and how far along is implementing that vision are you?
Yeah, true. So I think when I joined as an advisor to this group of institutions, I think so they have been running in the normal mode and all that. So now after taking up what I have done is that so I made them to align with the national kind of a system, and besides improving upon the quality of education that is being offered. I tell you that, for example, so our degree college, that means degree and PG college, has been, after I have come, taken measures to get the recognition from the University Grants Commission. Now we are one of the recognized colleges by the UGC, and I also have been taking measures to see that the NAC accreditation. So we have made one of our group institutions to get accredited by the National Assessment and Accreditation Council located in Bangalore.
Great.
So that has happened some 2 years ago. Now I have been taking measures to see that engineering college will go for accreditation both for NAC and also NBA. So they are all the going to be the requirements. Now we are in the process. So hopefully, I think another couple of months we are going to submit our SSR for the NAC. So that is the planning we have. And the second thing is, after this completion of this NAC uploading, we want to also take up the NBA accreditation process. So this is in the short term. So after this, I have plans to see that this autonomous status is so
And sir, what would you like people to know about your university that they may not know?
yeah, no, no. In fact, I think I have those plans also. I wanted to, and also suggesting to our management to go for a private university. So as such, I think there is a lot of preference for the deemed universities and the private universities by the students and also parents for variety of reasons. Because in the affiliation system, I think the results processing and many other things are taking a lot of time, and curriculum development also is taking a lot of time and all those things. That's why there has been a preference towards deemed and private universities as of now. So now I am taking measures to see that our group institution also gets the recognition from the government of Karnataka, because state can grant the private status of the private university, and later on I think UGC will do the same thing. So in that context, I think we have plans to see that we become a private university and then offer this education. So that then we are going to be independent and no more affiliations. And then I think we get relieved. We can design our own programs, and we can also plan for our own curriculum. And then we can recruit on our own with our own higher qualifications and all that. So that is what I have been thinking and what I have in mind.
Great, sir. Great. So, what do you see as CE group of institutions' greatest strength?
So our strength is that, so our management is very, very supportive, and they are financially and academically and also public contact wise, they are very, very strong. And then we have the very qualitative staff that are recruited for this, and then they are our real, we can say that they are our asset. And then admissions also very flexible, and we are following all the rules. I think taking into consideration the government and all those things, that we have been very proactive as far as the social inclusion is concerned. So that way we follow all the rules. And here one thing is that, so we have a variety of students. So in fact, that is our strength. If I can say, more than 80% of our intake in the nursing college is from the out of Karnataka, outside the Karnataka, mostly from Northeast. So I think, so all the 7 states from North, we have the students from Assam, mainly Nagaland, and all the Arunachal Pradesh. So these are all our intake from. So that is the biggest advantage. And also in engineering, if we can take our student profile, is mainly coming from the Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Kerala. So many of almost all the southern states, and sometimes from UP and Bihar. So these are all the states. Now what happens is, you will see a mini India as far as in the campus itself. Consider advantage, they can learn by themselves. Say if we can take the hostel, for example, hostel life. So in our hostels, almost Karnataka will be only some 20-30%. All others are about 70% are from different states. They know the languages of the different people. They know the customs, and then say the cultures, traditions, and of all these people. So that way, I think there is going to be a mix. I think this will add. I think this is the kind of education which is not taught through the regular channel, is it not? They only teach the subjects, but these are the certain things which will help in the life, which I consider so is really going to be very, very invaluable, that they will add. And in spite of the content delivery and the teaching learning process and all that, I think we rank almost equal to every other best known institution as far as the Bangalore is concerned.
Great, sir. Yeah, so what are some of the biggest challenges you see both for higher education in general and for C group of institution?
So, in general, the biggest challenge as far as the um, engineering and also some of these courses is concerned, the admissions. So, the one of the problems is that the mushrooming of professional colleges, except medicine, I think all the other professional colleges have the problem of the admissions being very low. So, but we are faring better. I think our it's not an issue except a few branches like civil and then mechanical, but all our seats are filled, so that's not an issue. I think there is a shortage by extent of about 20% in these branches, but overall if I can talk, so mushrooming of the professional colleges in mainly in southern states has caused a lot of damage to the admissions process. So what is happening? Number of colleges are more and number of people seeking admission are very less. If we can take the data of the entrance test, either the KSET or either MSET in AP or any other state, what is happening? So number of applications are very much less than the number of seats available. So
Yeah.
that's the in fact biggest challenge. And another one issue, one challenge in the present education is that hitherto all the higher education institutions are mostly oriented towards this conventional teaching learning process, and where the emphasis and orientation has been towards content delivery.
Mhm.
And the skill set is very limited, and opportunities for the practical side of the thing and field work based or anything to learn is very limited. That is where I think now we are required to improve upon. I have a model. I think your viewers can know that I have a model that I suggested to the government of India also through the discussions that happened on the national education policy. In fact, I have recently released one book. I have written one book
Great.
on the higher education policy making in India. So in that, what I have suggested is that instead of the routine first year, second year, third year, fourth year, what I have in mind is I think in a year 2 semesters are there. What I suggest is one semester theoretical thing exposure, second semester practical exposure. You send him to a company or you send him to the field, you send him wherever. Let him. My idea is let him do the farming work.
Yes,
Doesn't matter.
exactly.
He will know many things. He will know many things. He will know the, I think, texture of the soil. He will know how plant is grown in the field.
Basically,
So
exposure,
many practical
exposure. Right?
yeah, is very much. Now, the present students, really, whatever the course they pursue, they are mainly bogged down with this simple kind of a thing is there in the textbooks.
Yeah.
I feel that we should change their mindset and see that, okay, wait, one semester in every year, one semester theoretical kind of a thing, second exposure in terms of the field work, practicals, project or anything. You should not be, in my idea, you should not be in the institution. You should go out. You do anything.
Yes.
So even do work like some employee, work like an apprentice or anything. He will learn so many things, not only subject, but how to mingle with the people, how to work in the teams and how to form groups and how he can be, say for instance, he is made a project manager, how to handle, say at least in the fourth year of his study in engineering or fourth year of study in nursing or anything, or third year of the degree program or anything. So he will learn. By that time, he should be having the capacity to not only in the subject, but also in terms of managing the show, managing the people and sailing with the people, forming the groups and leading them. And all those things will be coming only when we really make him exposed to all these things. That's why one semester theory, one semester practice for every year. That is my idea. But presently, what is happening? 3 years or 3.5 years theory only, and but that one last semester they say project. By this fellow, by that time, this fellow almost knows nothing, or what he has learned is not there in the market. Right. That is one thing. And fourth challenge, friend. So in this Sagardeep is in this context, the industry educational institution, we can say university industry or college industry interaction is not of the expected level. That is now one of the biggest challenge in India. So for every educational institution, okay, I have these 60 students in one branch, say, and many other colleges in and around in the Karnataka or in any other state. Now industry is not really ready, not able to provide that practical experience or that provision for the exposure of these students in their industry. Unless they provide, they will not be have. This is something like working something like a kind of a cycle wherein one of them should come forward and we must be finding a mechanism to break this. Otherwise, how can the student is ready, college is ready, but the industry,
This
there
is
is
not
no
it.
availability.
Yeah.
So out of 60, they may be able to provide 5-10. So what about the remaining 50? So that is always now remaining a biggest challenge for which I think the government of India and certain state governments have started these skill development centers. So if I can tell you one of the states in southern part of the country, what they have been doing is they are in every district they are starting one skill development center of their own with their own money. Now
Great.
anybody can go and join. Okay, there is no limit. You can be a student, you can be a passed out student, or you can be anything while studying, after study also. So you can just in whatever the area they are identifying some 30 to 40 areas of skilling programs. So you can depending upon your interest, you can join anything. So 6 months to 1 year, generally there are all such programs. So concurrently, you are confident that you have the necessary basic knowledge in the subject and also necessary skill that is required for that kind of a branch of knowledge. So this is how some states are planning. I think every other state in India should do. I think we are aware that National Skill Development Corporation is there. We are aware. The thing is, it doesn't have the branches. Now what it has been doing is, it is trying to partner with other institutions, whoever is coming forward. So that partnering business, we cannot say is going to be a permanent kind of yes, please.
So, sir, any suggestion you would like to give to the current youth and aspiring students?
Yeah, the suggestion that I can offer to the students, they are supposed to concentrate on their own education. Quality of education is always important. In addition, they also need to look into the practice part of it. I think if they decide that I should know something, they can find a way. And what the current the mindset of the student is that, as I can observe here, he wants everything to be provided by the institution only, and he doesn't make any effort on his own. That is not right, in my opinion. He should also make his own attempt, try to learn in whatever the manner that is feasible. He can just study, say a student in BBA, he wants to know more about retailing. For example, retailing is a course, we know. So, but unless he studies on his own, takes interest to say just study, make his own kind of develop knowledge by going to some of the malls, any of the malls that are available like Reliance, DMart, this and that, big baskets, and many of those things. He can study. He can, just like as a customer also, he can go and study how the layout is organized, how they are planning, and how the whole the assortments are organized, and how they have been handling the kind of a thing through this. So we know. So this digital marketing. So this marketing, and then how they have been planning, and how this say payment gateway is working. What are the charges that are involved? These are all the things that he himself can also know. Is it not? So I think that is how I think the present day student should also take some responsibility to see that how gainfully I can utilize my time. Not just say 4 hours or 5 hours in the educational institution. He should not feel that his job is over just by that. He coming to the college and going out of the college, and then whatever is the teaching that is happening here, that is okay. And because at that stage there is a necessity for some elder in the form of a teacher to guide him, that will be there. But in addition, he also is supposed to put in some his own effort. I think by that way, if he starts thinking right from the day one he has joined the institution, by the time he goes out of the institution, I think he will be a perfect product that can be recruited by any industry, by any institution.
Yes. Great,
Yeah.
sir. So yeah,
Okay.
thank you, sir, for your valuable insights on C group of institution as well as the education system of India and all. So your 45 experience in education sector has given you a great knowledge and all. So thank you for sharing your knowledge with our viewers. So I
Yeah.
believe the student who will be interested in pursuing different courses in your institution or any of the colleges, so they will get some insight from your views, sir. So thank you,
So
sir.
thank
Thank you.
you,
Thank you.
Sagardeep. I think I once again thank you for giving us an opportunity through you to meet all the of the college dunya, all the students and other parents and the stakeholders through the college dunya. I
Great.
feel really rewarded, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.